Just went down this rabbit hole in my head about wanting to fucking kill somebody. And I'm thinking to myself, why am I having these thoughts? Like, these thoughts should be buried. But then I'm also thinking about, you know, why am I constantly thinking about my ex-wife so much? Why is she constantly in my head?
New money coming in, bitch. I like my shit in all blue. I'm about to buy another truck and finna give away my crew. I'm shooting shit.
I'm going through my different apps and seeing what people are posting or like what's out there. What's new, what are people talking about, what's the sensory, and I think ultimately what I'm dealing with is social norms and social standards. Like when I was in prison, the social norm and the social standard was to be extremely violent, depending on the person, right? Because we all come from different walks of life. We all have a different physiological and a psyche about us. Some people grew up in gangs very, very differently. Some people put in a lot of work. Some people got into a lot of fights. Some people stabbed. Some people escalated. Some people walked around with guns. Some people didn't. Some people walked around with knives. There's stabbing. There's levels per se, right? At, 12, 13, 14, 15, it just keeps escalating. And then by the time you get to prison, it's like the university of violence, depending on the prison, depending on the state, if it's federal, if it is state, if it's a maximum security. And then you just get reintroduced to different levels of violence and different levels of deception and different levels of betrayal from your friends, initially being your friends, to them backstabbing you because another social norm, or it's a sub-society in prison. And then I've learned how to actually be part of society. But what does that even mean, to be part of society anymore, right? Because I have a lot of clients, they tell me a lot of information. I have a lot of friends, they tell me a lot of information. Like, I love the people in my life. And ultimately the people closest to me have the most control and have the most power and influence, per se, of my emotions and tugging on them. How often do people really get the opportunity to be authentic? I know that we live in times where it's okay to have male friends and have like a bromance or a bro job, or allegedly you can be with other men, but yet so many people are still just not okay with it. Like my friend Ruben, he owns a bathhouse, and I remember the first time he goes, "Joe, you'd be surprised how many alleged straight men go into my bathhouse and don't want to use their card because their wives find out." And I'm like, "What do you mean? Like they're gay?" He goes, "No." He goes, "There's gay for pay, there's gay for hire." Like, men that you assume are straight are probably not straight. And I remember the first couple times he pointed out to me some people in my group that just suck dick or love dick, which I don't care. Who cares? You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. But the fact of the matter is, why is it still internally that if it's not accepted to you, but it's accepted to society, you still have to be ashamed about it? Like, where does that shame come from? I was shameful about my background for a long, long time. But what is it about men not feeling comfortable that, hey, every now and then they also want to be with another man? There's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. Alexander the Great was homosexual. Well, he preferred men, but he was also with women as well. It was like, who cares? It's been around for many, many years. But more importantly, currently, I'm struggling with having to change or reconfigure myself, whether if it's with my relationship with Tina, things constantly pop up, whether if it's because I'm not compassionate enough, so I got to change that, whether if it's I shouldn't say things in public because my social norms aren't really the same. And I'm trying to think, like, when was the last time that I actually cared about what somebody thought about me? Like, even in prison, I used to listen to Shakira. I would do things that wasn't necessarily normal. I'd always rub people the wrong way. And so clearly I didn't really care to a certain extent on what they thought, because I still did what I wanted to do. And then even when I got out here, for the most part, I still did what I wanted to do. Like, at the time, certain people wanted me to live my life for them. And I knew that living my life for somebody else wasn't for me because I did it for so long. Whether that's a girlfriend, whether that's my son, whether that's my family, whether they think that I should be doing something different other than what I was doing. Like when I first got out, started bad boy cleaning, didn't really care about what people thought. And even right now, I don't really care. Like after Tegan's show, we went to a restaurant and I talked about, the waitress said something about Coke. Tina asked about Coke and I said, oh, she wants a bump. You know, got offended because I mentioned bump. Who gives a fuck if I said bump? I find very interesting that people do things and then they're ashamed that they actually do it, or
talk about it
in public. Like, this person's gonna care. Like, I even understand what a bump is, but it's in your own psyche. It's your brain that's either gonna be your worst enemy or your best friend, not who's actually listening.
Some people just don't want to say illegal shit in public.
I understand. But once again, I'm not socially normal. So what exactly is socially normal for me? And when should I start caring and when should I stop caring? Is it when it's affecting me mentally? It's when it's affecting me emotionally? When it's affecting me financially? Like to what extent do you just stop giving a fuck? Like, to what extent do you just stop caring about what? I can pull up people's Instagram and social media that they're alleged trainers, right? And they're really good trainers.
Yeah.
But they're broke. They're in debt. They can't get out of debt. They have like back bills and they have other responsibilities that they can't get out of. They got to ask their family for help, but then they have this facade on social media like they're just the best thing ever. That makes no sense to me. And then the content you're putting out is fucking shit anyway. So you'd rather be filming content while you're training somebody and then claiming that you're the shit but you're struggling. That'll make no sense. Maybe put the phone down and actually train your client and assist them. Maybe then you can have more money so that you can boast about the things you have. And then I pull up like authentic people that I know are very successful, like John Maxwell. Like, I've been listening and reading his books for many years. I pulled up one of his quotes. It's very short, it's very sweet to the point, there's no video to it, it's about 1 sentence long, and I'm thinking to myself, this person has impacted my life so tremendously, but he's not videoing people while he's changing their life. And everybody does things a little differently. I just say training because I'm a trainer, that's my expertise. Or here's another one, females in real estate. So females in real estate that are very attractive use their sex appeal in order to market, which I'm not knocking, but or trainers that have sex appeal and they use their charm and their sexuality to sell training, but then they're like, well, I can't get a client because they're constantly hitting on me. Well, no shit, look at the content you're putting out. You're putting out sexual content, and the content is supposed to be to acquire clients, but these clients that you're attempting to acquire are looking at sexual content. Not like before and after pictures of you working with 75 people. It's you doing a basic lat pull down or a seated row that has probably flooded the internet in the past few months on how to properly do a lat pull down, a seated row. Okay, you're not successful because on a clients, guess what? You ain't a trainer. I'm sorry. If you're a real estate agent and you can't sell homes, guess what? You're not a real estate agent. You're somebody attempting to be a real estate agent, but you're struggling. So the sexual content isn't going to work either. Maybe you should just backpedal and figure out what you really want to do in life and how much passion you have behind it. That's just me going on a little rant. But these social norms is very intertwined with like whatever is appropriate. And yet we're all sitting back and trying to figure out who we're supposed to be impressing. And I've never really tried to impress anybody. I don't try to impress.
Then you don't have to worry about it. Just say whatever you want, right?
Well, that's the thing. You can't say whatever you want. First of all, this is YouTube, so if I say the wrong things, they'll take the video down, so it's still censored to a certain extent.
What are you worried about saying? Stuff from prison? Stuff about
murder?
MMA guys? Dude, Les Watson talks about it all the time, bro. He talks about the same shit you talk about on his YouTube channel. Talks about how he thinks MMA fighters are bitches, and
well, I don't really think MMA fighters are bitches. I think they're just doing it.
So when it comes to true violence, if you fuck with the wrong person, they don't care if you're an MMA fighter. They'll send hitters at you to fucking put you to sleep.
I mean, yes.
Is that what you were trying to say earlier before we started?
No, basically what I was trying to say earlier was I just got done doing a workout, and sometimes my version of a workout lets off a lot of steam, and the steam is like pent up and held up, and I took a walk, and I just went down this rabbit hole in my head about wanting to fucking kill somebody. And I'm thinking to myself, why am I having these thoughts? Like, these thoughts should be buried. But then I'm also thinking about, you know, why am I constantly thinking about my ex-wife so much? Why is she constantly in my head when I'm being reminded by my current girlfriend about certain patterns and habits that I'm seeing, and I don't want to repeat history? Like, I have gotten myself out of certain circumstances and situations because I read humans.
So would you say that's where you have a trouble staying authentic, is keeping the violence down and, you know, I guess carrying it on with your relationship without bleeding into it your emotional past?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Sometimes I just want to slap the shit out of somebody.
That's fine.
No, it's not fine, because that's not socially allowed, because the people that you slap the shit out of are probably going to call the cops. And the last time that I hurt somebody, they called the cops. And
it's okay to have that feeling. I'm not saying act out on it. Doesn't mean you're...
Yeah, it's just it's a lot of social norms and social standards and Instagram bullshit and
what could you do to like have that shit not bother you so much anymore? Do you think hitting an actual bag would be good, or would that make it worse?
I just need to
could you channel that into something other than working out?
I need to learn how to just ignore a little bit more. Honestly, I wish I wasn't so perceptive.
Sometimes I wish I wasn't so sensitive to things.
It's not that I'm sensitive to it, it's just that I read through bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired of listening to people's bullshit. I'm not where I'm at in life because of this, or because of you're not letting me do the things that I need to. You're not giving yourself enough opportunity. You're not waking up enough early. You're sleeping, and you're sleeping on life, and you're sleeping on yourself. That's why you're not where you're at in life. So don't knock me because I'm putting content out there about drugs and homosexuality and murder. And meanwhile, you're sleeping, napping on life, and you're broke as fuck, claiming that you're something that you're not, and it's going to take you an X amount of time to actually even become successful, if ever.
And that shit drives you crazy? It
drives me crazy because it's a fake persona of like, I shouldn't be like this because society doesn't want me to be like this. Last I checked, society is the same confused fucks that vote for a president one day and then hypocritically say, this isn't the man that I voted for. Well, guess what? It happens every single year and we forget, like when the pandemic happened. At first, everybody was like, oh my God, it's a scarcity. We're all gonna die. And then after a while, it's like, oh, my business is suffering. Now I'm gonna go ahead and reopen because I ain't got no money.
Yeah.
What a bunch of bullshit. A fucking cop out. Are you for real right now? Like, it's just it's a number of things that constantly pisses me off, or fake information.
How could you not tune into it? Or is it impossible because of your job?
Some of it's impossible because it's my job.
New money coming in, bitch. I like my shit in all blue. I'm about to buy another truck and finna give away my crew. I'm shooting shit like Paul Pierce, bitch. I ball, yeah, I'm the true.